to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check, waifu. Montel, is that you?
Year 3, full effect is here.
This is episode 157, year 3 of Mic Check, waifu. As always, it's brought to you by, and forever will be, by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com, as well as our Patreon producers. Fuck, year 3 is starting off extremely well so far.
Extremely well. Let's go.
Not even prepared.
Y'all already know what it is. Polo's professional, so he ain't got it pulled up yet, but he's about to get it pulled up.
Hey, this has been a big week, as y'all heard. We dropped a new intro.
Let's go.
We usually drop new intros in our years, but we kept our OG one, our year 2 intro for the longest. But this year 3 intro goes stupid. Let us know what y'all think. Right at us at Mic Check Waifu. But back to the Patreon producers. AB, Aaron Brown, Trey the Go G, Johnny from Anime Lyrical Podcast, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast, Explicitly, Monique Williams, and Nachi. Thank you also very much for supporting the podcast for as long as you guys have. I know no matter what, you guys are going to support us, and we appreciate y'all from the bottom of our hearts to the top of our soul. Thank you so much for supporting Mic Check Waifu. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you. Oh, year 3. Year 3 is starting off with a bang, bro.
I got a question.
What's up?
Can you play like 10 more seconds of that intro?
So for the song break, this break is going to be the intro.
All right, bet.
And its entirety.
Cool. I'm excited for year 3.
Me too. Got a lot going on. We're going to talk about what we want to do for year 3, as well as the recap season 2 of Overlord. I can't wait to hear what Tell thinks. Tell apparently can't wait to hear what I think. He said it like it was like he's going to be surprised or something. We got some thoughts from some of our listeners that joined us on this rewatch. Thank y'all so much for joining us. They wrote in at us at Mic Check Waifu. Boy, oh boy. It's some interesting stuff. We also got a random question from our boy Scuba Steve. We're gonna get to that a little bit later, but first, Tell, how's your week, man?
Always a good week for me. Let's say this last Friday I got more sleep than I had gotten in a while. But my sister-in-law was in town with her daughter, and you know, it was nice. It was cool. Not cool to see them.
Nice.
But you know, here we are. We here for the anime podcast. But we good, bro. How about you? How you feeling?
Great week, man. Great week. I've been feeling quite rejuvenated. There was an instance. Oh, I'm sorry. Pre-warning. You guys probably hear my air conditioner. I'm not turning it off. Usually I turn it off for the episode, but I just can't do that because it'll be 100 degrees in my house because it's 100 degrees outside. So
instantaneous.
Straight up. So y'all gonna hear the air conditioner this week. I apologize, but yeah, I've been great, man. My air conditioner did break though for like a day, and boy was Saber not happy. He was not. I never seen him so miserable in my life. For one, I had to readjust his schedule for going outside. So what happened was I woke up a little bit later than usual. I woke up at around noon to 1 o'clock ish. Okay. Now, as Tell know, we both live in Texas, Houston, Texas to be specific. It's hot as fuck at around 12.
Hot as fuck.
So I decided, I'm like, oh shit, I'm a little late. I normally take him out in the morning time and at nighttime. I took him out in the morning time, and the moment we stepped outside, he was like, nope. He would not step foot at anywhere where the sun was. So he would sprint back to the house. I'm like, bro, you have to go to the bathroom. You have to use the restroom. Like, you can't not use the bathroom. So we had to walk under like the awning of my apartment complex, walk under the awning, and he had to go like stick out in the bushes and just use it real quick. And he was he was miserable. His feet was burning. He was miserable. He was not happy at all.
I mean, and I guess you can't really get huskies shaved, can you?
No, absolutely not. No, you can't even like put any shoes on their feet.
Yeah, because if you shave them, then they get hotter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they'll be miserable. So it's been bad for him, but we got the air fixed and it's cool down in here. It's cool down, cooler, I should say.
I'm sorry, Saber.
Yeah, I know. I feel terrible. I
mean, you don't control the heat unless you do. In which case, Polo, come on, bro.
Straight up.
You feel this shit outside? You out here controlling the heat?
Cool it down. Speaking of the heat, we got the summer background up. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can see the video version early on patreon.com/MikeCheckWaifu. We got the summer theme up. You can also get early access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, The After Story, in all its glory. That's video version only. You can listen to it via the Patreon app because the Patreon app actually lets you minimize it and still do shit on your phone. So again, Patreon hours for free.
I was thinking,
what's up?
You think, I mean, I don't know, but I thought this might be a good idea.
Talk to me.
You dropped a song on Patreon, the new intro.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I gotta make a video for the intro.
Yeah. So
we do that, we drop it on Patreon. So y'all can hear it whenever y'all want. Straight up.
That's a great idea. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop that down. Cause it's a fire song. Shout out to SREO for making that beat for us. Yeah. Oh yeah, in the new voice of Navi. We got it. She's smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And grown.
Super. I like it.
Smooth and grown. Okay, this is an anime podcast, I promise. We talk about anime sometimes.
Something like that.
We got a lot to talk about. Again, the Overlord Season 2 rewatch. I got some more facts for y'all. I don't have them written down like I did last time, but I do got some more facts about kind of what's going on in the world. What I'm going to do, hold on, give me 1 second. For Overlord Season 2, I did a little bit more research, and I got some facts that I'm going to go through with y'all on the show when we get into some of the discussions that y'all think, well, what y'all think about Season 3 or Season 2 of Overlord before we roll into Season 3. So, but before we get into that, Telltale, what was your episode of the week this week?
It was a struggle for me, but I'm gonna go with not Summertime Rendering, because that's always episode of the week. Ayoashi.
Okay.
Yeah.
What episode was this of Ayoashi?
Episode 10, was it? Let me hold on. So where is it? Yeah, episode 11.
Interesting. Okay.
Episode 11. Basically, it was just a real good episode. Our boy is connecting the dots, making stuff happen. I love to see the growth. Good stuff. Absolutely.
For me, I'm gonna go a little bit different. I'm gonna go with Shigemori, Not Just a Cutie. I know Shigemori, Not Just a Cutie is not a lot of people's favorite. Shout out to Fear. I'm shocked that he didn't like this one, actually. But this show has been literally my comfort food, if you will. It's nothing at all too stressful or overly complicated or overly complex. It's simple, and that's episode 9 of Shigemori's Not Just Cute. It's simple, wholesome, just adorable characters, great personalities, actual personalities, not the personality that some people equate to anime. It was a legit, just cool, just a cool ass episode. It's a cool ass show in general. So we got a question from our boy. It's only right that we start off the questions for year 3 with Scuba Steve.
Scuba Steve, what's up?
I haven't heard from him in a minute, but he said some outrageous shit as always, per usual.
Is that what he did this time?
Of course, he always do. He said, in honor of Father's Day, happy Father's Day again, Tel. Best anime dads top 3. Show Tucker's number 1, so include him. So the next 2.
Gone Freaks.
Jesus Christ. And Goku.
The best dads in anime for sure. I don't know, bro. Let's be real though. Let's try and. Yeah. It's what's his name from Full Metal Alchemist? not Shaw Tucker.
Oh, I'm about to say, excuse me?
Hold up. One of Mustang's boys. Hold up. Hughes.
Oh.
Maze Hughes. I should.
Oh my God. Duh.
It's late.
It's straight up.
Good dad. Maze Hughes is a good dad. Mm-hmm. Who else is a good dad in anime?
I'm gonna add one to your list. We're gonna keep our list together.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ayako Furukawa, which is Nagisa's dad from Clannad. He was a great father.
I was trying to figure out where else we got a really good dad at. You don't get a lot of dads in anime.
I was just about to say that. Sadly enough, you don't get a lot of dads.
Jeez.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Naruto is a good dad.
I mean, he a better dad than his dad.
Oh shit, his dad is dead, man.
Yeah, but he also was okay with putting a whole demon in his son.
Hey, you right. Nah, who can be that last dad?
What's his name? What's the name of that anime with the science? And everybody got turned to stone. Dr. Stone.
Dr. Stone daddy. Yeah. That's a good dad. It's a good dad. It really is. That's what I'm gonna call him, Dr. Stone daddy. I don't know his name. I don't feel like looking up his name because it's Dr. Stone. I'm gonna get some hate for that. You know what?
What's up?
Speaking, I'm gonna get some hate for that. Let's get into year 3. Okay. Let's talk about what we're gonna do differently in our personal, I guess you could say in our personal host bag, if you will, our personal host pocket. What do you want to do differently as Montel, the host, and as Polo, the host? What do you want to do differently? And I'll start. For me, I am going to stop apologizing for being unapologetically me.
Right.
I'm gonna stop that. Shout out to my Moody. She told me stop apologizing for just being you. I'm gonna do that because I have to. Like, I have to just unapologetically be me. And if somebody takes offense to it, you can add me at Polo Born Fly on Twitter, POLOW Born Fly on Twitter, and we can talk about it. I can tell you what I mean, or I cannot, because I honestly don't care. I'm gonna just say whatever I want, and that's true. Even if it turns me into an antagonist, even if I got to start playing antagonist more, cue the pain theme. I will.
I think that my one of the changes I plan on making is I'm gonna lean heavier in. I guess my personal likes. I'm gonna lean heavier into my personal likes on the anime side, right?
Oh, okay.
So instead of, because a lot of times I let people slide, I guess, with they stuff, and I normally don't try and be like, I guess, antagonistic as like we would normally be.
Yeah.
But I guess, what I'm saying is, when I like something, I'm going to like it regardless of the adversity, and also speak up on what the fuck I like regardless of adversity. Even though I think for the most part I might do that, but I think I could do it better, And
I'm with you there. And mostly I do, because I don't really give a fuck what people got to say. I truly don't. So I will do that more. And if you want, like I said, if you want to talk about it, if you want to L-tap, let's do that. We could do that. I'm gonna tell you now, I probably won't listen. Let anybody tell you that if you DM me on Twitter or something like that, I don't pay attention to it. I don't get on Instagram anymore, really. Hardly ever.
It's year 3 and he already committed. He's already whole leg deep.
I'm not playing no games still. I'm going demon mode.
As you should, bro.
Regardless of feelings and shit. Yeah, and to be honest, I kind of want to do like more like shit like we're doing with this Overlord. I want to go deeper into the shows, like fucking learning what I've been learning about Overlord has been making it, spoilers, even better for me than I've ever anticipated being. And that's mostly because Overlord is actually just really that good, because they took the time to go deeper than any fucking isekai I've ever watched in my entire life. But like, I want to do more of that deeper research and look into shit that's like meaningful to me, you know? And maybe do more rewatches.
So Polo about to become an anime researcher. No, but yeah. I think that regardless, like what Polo said, I already got some stuff I'm working on. Just gotta actually get it done, and that's the goal. Open up time,
yes,
to really do, I guess, everything I want to do. And the big thing is like, I know I don't really seem shy, but I'm also slightly a mental perfectionist. So if I don't think it's perfect, I hate doing it. And that's why I like doing this with Polo, because it don't have to be perfect, because we bouncing off each other.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to get over that hump in my mind,
yep.
that perfectionism part, and just do it right.
Yep.
So I'm working on there, and I already got some stuff in the works, but we gonna get it going.
Yeah, man. As somebody who's been, as you know, riddled with social anxiety, if it wasn't for me streaming, like this whole being in front of a camera and talking shit would be way too hard for me. Like, impossible. Like, there was the first time I've ever did this for real was in 2016, and when I was helping produce the Addicts podcast. I was on an episode. I was a guest. And I was so fucking nervous. Why am I nervous? I'm with my literal brother and Gates, like two of people I've known basically all my life. So it's like, why would I be nervous? And that was before, like, that was when I just started the stream thing. But like, as soon as I started getting into a hardcore, it just opened it up. And I think once you have that opportunity to just do your first actual solo shit, like legit solo shit, and you just let it go into the world, you're gonna be perfectly fine. It's like perfectly fine. Because I mean, to be honest, I think you could do it no problem. I try to tell you every time you stream it, just talk to yourself. I know it's hard, I know it's awkward, I know it's quote unquote cringy. Just do it. And that goes for anybody out there that want to do anything content creator wise. Just fucking talk to yourself. It's fucking easy.
I hate
what you think.
I hate to say it, but I feel like it seems easy, but for like extroverted people,
that's the crazy part.
It might be the opposite for extroverted people, right?
Yeah,
because I'm used to talking to people,
actual people. Yep.
So now I gotta figure out how to manifest that same conversation with just myself.
Yep.
I need to talk to myself more.
You got to talk to yourself more. It seems weird, but you know, I guess when you do it enough, you kind of forget about it. I just got over hating my voice. I still hate my voice, but like, I don't hate it as much. I can edit without like wincing, you know.
For y'all who listen to podcasts, go ahead and let us know. Do y'all hate Polo voice?
I fucking hate it. Don't even make them do me like that.
Look, he just made it deeper right there. Just so y'all.
No, I was irritated. I'm irritated. I hate my voice. Just thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, man. We here. Let's talk about Overlord season 2. Overlord season 2 covers volume 4, 4, 5, 6. And 4, 5, and 6. So it covers 3 volumes of the light novel. That's about 800 pages of content that they fit into 13 episodes. Jesus Christ. The Overlord season 2 covered the Lizard Man Heroes arc, the Man of the Kingdom arc. What is your initial thoughts of the Lizard Man arc in season 2 of Overlord?
Some parts of it in general, for the overall, this season felt like almost more like playing a video game. But this Lizard Man arc part, they did a good job at developing the story around these lizard men, right? Because we talked about, well, let's not even go there, because the main focus for me in this Lizard Man arc was getting the Guardians to have their own opinions, right?
Yep. And
that was to me dope, because we see what is traditionally a character with a written script. That's what NPCs are. That's what these Guardians are. They are generally characters with a written script who are going to do whatever the master told them to do. And Ainz is trying to see if they have the capacity to be individuals.
Yeah.
And within this Lizardman arc, because it does carry on past Lizardman arc, but in this Lizardman arc, we got to see really like the development with what's his name, Cocytus, and how that played out. I loved it because we got to see these ridiculously strong characters really see what their values are in comparison to Ainz and have them develop their own, their own strategies and whatnot going forward.
So real quick, so very unrelated, loyal listener of ours, shout out to you, girl. I hope you're doing all right. She says, I liked the Eight Fingers plot, deeply amused that Ainz keep taking credit for Demiurge's ideas, still confused on why he went all murdery with the lizard people. Now, it wasn't that he went murdery, technically. And
that was his intention from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not really. What it was exactly as Tail said. It was for him to see if the NPCs can develop thoughts of their own by testing Cocytus, because if he wanted to just murder the lizard people, you just send Cocytus to do his fucking thing, just kill them all. Like, you don't have to do this whole elaborate grand scheme of things and fucking just run them there and say, hey, everybody, you're gonna die, I'm gonna kill you. Like that's all he had to do, just send Cocytus there to wipe them out, or to figure out if somebody's strong enough there to even touch Cocytus, and then maybe we'll do some experiments on them. That's what he could have did. But instead, he mentioned through his monologue, like his inner monologue, like, I want to see if they can develop thoughts of their own, because he knows, and I'm gonna get into this a little bit later in this discussion, he knows who Cocytus's creator is. He wanted to see if what his theory is correct, and what his theory is that every NPC is a script, like Tail said. They're a script that was created by the creator. But when that script was typed by the creator, did it take some of their actual personality and spill over into the NPCs? And that's kind of what he was trying to determine on if that worked or not. So that was huge. Now, as far as why he get all murdery on the lizard people and say, hey, yeah, kill them all, is because of what we just talked about, and the reason why he also seems extremely, what's the word I'm looking for, heartless, is because he's heartless. He's literally heartless. Now, okay, a little fact about the game world. Idrisil has I forgot what they call him. What's the name of him? He's an undead. He's an undead overlord. Now, what undead overlords and their racial traits inside of the video game go, as far as the racial traits inside of the video game goes, he has the racial trait that he doesn't need to eat or sleep.
They're the heteromorphic race.
There it is. Heteromorphic. That's the word I was looking for. He doesn't have to eat or sleep. He doesn't have essentially morals. If you notice, and when they talk about it in the show, they mention this quite a bit in kind of one-offs every once in a while, was, since I've been here, I haven't cared about the people I've killed, or the people that die by my hands, or anybody that I've had to murder. He that constantly comes up, and the reason why that constantly comes up is because he has that. It's actually a racial trait for him to. I forget what it's called. It's something suppression.
Emotion suppression.
Yes, emotional suppression. That emotional suppression, when he flashes green like that, that's literally him. His racial trait activating for him to remove all emotion, because he's an undead. If he wasn't an undead, his morals, or his good morals, quote unquote, would pop in and obviously make it so he doesn't get all murdery on the lizard people, or murdering people, or he would feel something with the people he killed and the fucking massacred that he
right
that he does. But that's very important to note, that he doesn't feel these. The only thing he can actually care about, and it's because of how his character was role played in Idrisil, is the temple the temple of Nazarick. So like he can only give a fuck about that and what's in it, like mentally. But he's also one of their top strategists. Like So with that being said, like he's their number one strategist. He knows that he can't go around killing everybody because what is that going to do, right? It's going to turn the whole world. Exactly. It's going to turn the whole world against him. And if the whole world gets against him, then he has nobody he can actually count on but his people, which can be troublesome when you're trying to rule the world. I digress. Anyway, my thoughts on season 2, the Lizardman arc. It was by far one of the best arcs between season 1 to season 2. Only because, like you said, they did such a good job. The start of it, you didn't even have to see Ainz at the start of it at all. It just started with the Lizardman. And you were, funny enough, for a little bit of time, I believe it was like 4 episodes. From that little bit of time that we spent with the lizard people, I was invested. I was invested in their lives. I was invested in what was her name? Smash. What was her name?
The little white.
Yeah,
lizard.
the white lizard lady. Crushing something or another.
Yeah.
Crush or whatever her name was. I was invested. I was invested in how that came about. Even though the romance was silly and kind of like happened abruptly, I was still like, oh, I believe it. You know, I actually believe the shit, weirdly enough.
I mean, because there's 7 tribes that got broken up from internal feuds.
Yeah.
And they have something like Ainz Al Ghun who comes up and, you know, threatens the entirety of all of their lives, right?
Yep.
So the only thing they can do is come back together, work together. And that was meaningful in the development of this story in general. And then also just seeing how, like I said, how these characters he doesn't have to necessarily rule by fear, that he can, you know, actually learn things from them and, you know, about them. Yeah,
that, again, one of my favorite arcs. For sure, because it gave Cocytus that time to shine too. And in his episode, I believe it was episode 4, where he just popped the fuck off after he lost the war. Obviously, he lost the war against the lizard people because Ainz gave him a real small, low level army of skeletons, which are like level 1 to 5 or 6 or something like that, and send them at the lizard people, which is about level 10 to 15 ish. They're like the chief people are like level 5 to 10 ish, which goes to show you the level difference in this in this world, by the way, which I can also discuss a little bit later. And sending them in, he lost the war because the way Cocytus went in, I guess you can call it with no tactics, 0 tactics whatsoever, because that's not what Cocytus is. He's literally just a warrior. He just fights. When he sent in that army, after obviously we got to experience, you know, watching the 2 lizard people make love.
It's the second time I had to see this.
Is it really?
Yeah, because I watched it before.
Oh yeah, you watched this. Speaking of sub, what did you think about the dub to this one?
I think the only voice I didn't like was the girl that Sabus saved.
Oh.
Other than that, everybody else, like, the voices are great in this anime.
Gotcha. Yeah, they do a very good job. Yeah, some of the side characters do get really overlooked.
I think that's the only side character voice I didn't like, though. I literally feel like every other voice was good.
You even like the chick from Karn Village, the head chick.
Yeah, because I think it fit her character. I could be wrong, but the only voice that was grating on my ears was hers, and I was cool when she was quiet.
True. Hey, whose voice is that I fucking loved? It's the maid chick that he sent. I think it's Beta. Mm-hmm. Is that Beta that he sent to Karn Village? I fucking love her voice. She does.
I think the twins are dope.
Oh yeah, Mari and yeah. I
think their voice actor. Is it 2 separate voice actors? Either way, I love their voice. I think their voice is interesting.
I totally agree.
Sabus, I just feel like I like his. He literally sounds like a stern butler.
Yep.
But like it's dope. It goes with him well.
Yep. That voice I've heard in so many other anime, and he's so good in anything that he do. And his name is Sebast because his last name is Tien. So it's Sebastian, which is the Japanese name they call butlers for some reason. They call all butlers Sebastian. So his name is Sebastian in the show. Yeah, like fuck, man. Obviously, Chris Guerrero, the voice of Ainz, destroys it every time. Let me see. I like the brother of the main lizard man that we basically are following with the frost sword. His brother, loved his voice. He was dope. But I also loved him as a character because he like, yo, you know, I know you were exiled from the village because you became a traveler, but you my brother, so I'm gonna hold you down. Even though I'm the chief, you should have been the motherfucking chief. But basically, like, I think what the lizard man arc gave me was something that I didn't understand prior to this arc, and is Ainz a hero? Like when I first watched this, I'm like, oh, he's a superhero. He's gonna save people. He's gonna do this and do that and do that. This is when I finally actually realized that this motherfucker's a demon. He's the villain of the quote unquote new world, and that completely changed the game for me. Not only that, but with the side characters as well.
And yeah, he's a villain, but I don't really feel like Ainz himself has done any real villainous acts yet. Like, he's really just gathering information right now and trying to figure out where the threats are at. Because in terms of like actual villainous actions, like, yeah, he's killed people. It's the same thing that any governing body does. They go out, they try and find a piece of land. They say, oh, this land is nice. Oh, you got 7 tribes over here. Let's kill your 7 leaders and we'll just replace them with ours. And now we run this land. He ain't did nothing necessarily big time evil. He ain't going out really just killing people just to be killing people. But no, this season, I feel like we got like okay kind of evil stuff. And then Momonga coming out doing, you know, his stuff and didn't really seem evil at all.
Oh, Momont, yeah, like,
Momont.
Yes,
because Momonga was his real name, right?
Yeah, Momonga was Ainz's name before he turned into Ainz. Yeah, I loved what came from Sebas, like the start of his arc, right? And how he developed, because when you look at the world of Yggdrasil, it's more like most MMOs and most fantasy worlds is based off of Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, which is then inspired D&D, which then inspired everything else. So it's based off of mostly D&D. So he's like what's it, chaotic good essentially. He's more pure. What's the pure version of that? You know what I'm talking about.
It'd just be there's lawful good.
Lawful good. There it is.
There's neutral good.
Yeah.
And there's chaotic good.
He's lawful good. So like his stat, I wish y'all can. I can't pull it up. Yeah.
Sebastian. I would have thought he was more like lawful neutral.
No. He's lawful. He's like, he has the highest good stat in the Tomb of Nazarick, and the highest good stat you can have, I believe, is 500. He has 300. So he's like good above all else, and that's because of his creator. His creator being Touch Me. Touch Me was all about the heroics and protecting and whatnot. But I digress. That arc for him was the fucking coolest though, because now you can see now you're actually seeing how fucking powerful he's not necessarily floor guardian because he's the leader of the battle maids, but he is legit, like, he's just as powerful as Albedo, Demiurge, all of them. And you can see it through this arc. This arc was fucking incredible for me. Like, it was insane. He
said that there's only 41 people stronger than him. And I'm assuming that doesn't include like the guardians and whatnot, but the only 41 people who would be stronger than him would be the people in the guild, right?
Yeah, which isn't quite true, but yeah, because
I'm pretty sure he would have put hands on some of the people in the guild too.
No, he's right about the guild being stronger than him, but the only person he's not stronger than is Shautir.
Is Shoutier the strongest?
Shoutier is the strongest guardian in the entire Nazarick tomb. Like, she can run players.
Oh, that's why she's 1 through 3. She guards floors 1 through 3.
Yeah, she run players like she can mop 1v1 anybody. She can mop everybody. Like, she's stronger. She's stronger than Ainz. The problem with Ainz is he has cash up items. Like, that's literally the only reason why he beat her. But like, she's stronger than literally just about everybody except for Touch Me. Touch Me was the strongest out of all of everybody. He was like the number 1. He was number 3 in the entire Idrisil world as far as PvP goes, which is, and
Ainz was number 8, right?
No, the guild was number 8. Ainz, he was technically the quote unquote weakest of them all.
But he was the strategist.
He was their strategist. So mentally, stat wise, he's the weakest. Mentally, he's the strongest. Put it that way.
But now he doesn't have any limitations, really, more or less.
Nope.
He's busted. He busted out the gate.
Busted. It's sick. It's sick. It's so fucking sick. I can't wait to dive into this in its entirety, because there's so much more I can say about that happens in the later seasons. But with that being said, like, what do you think about the what's going on with the princess and our boy? What's his fucking name? I can't remember this kid's name, but the Night Kid.
I feel like he has to be more observant, right? No one is that
oblivious.
Yeah, no one's that oblivious.
But he is. He's blinded by what the princess did for him. You know, she took him out the gutter. He's a gutter rat.
That's cool and all, but doesn't that make people more not weary, but like people who are from struggling environments tend to be more perceptive of others. I don't mean less trusting. I mean more perceptive. Like, he should be able to see.
I see what you're saying, but you have to think about the face that she literally puts on. She literally puts on a face that is so. I mean, she
literally talked about her face.
Yeah, she's a princess. All she's ever showed him was her being a quote unquote ideal princess. So to him, that's all he knows. And I came from the mud, so I'm literally living the great life from what I was from this very nice lady who's taking care of me, essentially.
I hate that she's manipulating him, but realistically, like, it's kind of for the better of him at the moment, right? Because she's getting her power and position allows for him to do things and work with others who are in a technically like a higher power and position. Yeah. Because some of those people that he worked with wouldn't have like really cared nothing about him. He did have potential, yeah. But they said that he really didn't have the potential for what he's trying to do. Yeah. They said that several times. Him using that sword ain't really his best weapon. Right. But he doesn't change how good he is at fighting in general. They said he's fearless and was able to, like, when he went up face to face with Sebastian. Yeah. Or Sabis, he was able to circumvent his fear for death and say, I'm gonna stand here and duke it out or whatever. Yeah. You know? I think that, like, is her place puts him in a place for betterment. It's just he's still getting manipulated, and that sucks. Yeah, definitely sucks. Let's get into some other thoughts from our listeners. This comes from our boy, the Black Damzilla. Says, this season is when they really started pushing the background characters, and you realize how much of a menace our hero, quote unquote, actually is. He murders everybody like they're NPCs, which is a fire point, because guess what? To him, they are. Like, I mean, yes, this may not be Idrisil, but he's in another world. Essentially, he's taking this like it's a game to me, and it's like he's trying to do whatever he can to get the attention of any other Idrisil players. And there's two things that we gotta look at here when we talk about him being a demon, right? That one, yes, he's approaching this like a game, like Polo said. So he has no reason because all he knows from his human life is that this is a game.
Yep.
So he has no reason to take the lives of others in this game seriously. It's like playing Grand Theft Auto and shooting somebody on the street. Why would you care?
On top of his suppression perk. Like,
yeah, and that's exactly what the number 2 I was going to say. He has the emotional suppression. He has no reason. Literally, if he was going to be the type of person to care, they literally took that from him when he entered this world.
Yep.
He doesn't have a choice, more or less.
Yep. He stuck to the script, essentially. Now, what's crazy, he has so many racial traits that are like unbelievable. He has over 718 spells in his arsenal that he can now basically use at will. He has the highest mana pool of all characters in Yggdrasil and in the Great Tomb of Nazarick at the time. He's like, he's put into this world where shit it became practical, and now that just makes him even more busted. Outside of world class items, clearly, because those motherfuckers is what we saw in season 1. World class items stopped a fucking, what was that wish ring he had. So like, and
right,
that was a cash shop item. Stopped. Yeah.
In Dungeons and Dragons, wish does not get stopped.
You cannot stop that.
I wish for the world to end. You wish, and that's the end of it. It's done.
World class items literally can change the fundamentals of the game. That's why I'm thinking like this has to be like a form of Yggdrasil, right? Like I said last week, like everything seems so similar, right?
Right.
Than what it is. I don't know.
But here's the thing, though, is that like when we talked about this, he would recognize the layout of the land. So unless it's been a certain amount of time passed. But the way I see it is that it's not Yggdrasil. I think, personal opinion, that there's 2 possibilities. One, this is like a updated version, like where they were going to be if the game had another patch or update. So basically, they're like in the new version of the game. Like if you was playing Guild Wars, now you're in Guild Wars 2, but it's a different land. Or like Elder Scrolls Oblivion, now you're playing Skyrim. You're in 2 different worlds or 2 different lands, but it's the same world. Interesting. So things carry over and persist. Or he's just in an entirely different world in general, where the layout or style of the game has transferred over. But I think it's the first one that I said, that like this is like a world where the creators of the game had already made this world and never got to utilize it, or they put it into effect when let's say he went to sleep, and boom, now he in that world.
I see. That's the problem with doing.
You know more than I do. I don't know.
With doing the research I've done, I know quite a bit that I'm not going to ever probably be able to talk about unless it just happens to pop up in season 4, which I highly fucking doubt. It has to be like season fucking 6 that this shit pops up. But I like where your head is at. I do. I am going to say this. Yggdrasil is, it's based off of what's the Asgardian lands. Okay, so all of the Asgardian like worlds, quote unquote, that is up in Asgard is like, so like was it Niflheim and shit like that. Those worlds are all what Yggdrasil is, and it's fucking massive. Only 30% of Yggdrasil has ever been explored by the players, and it's been out for, what was it, 12 years? So, it's kind of hard to say what's up. Like, I don't know. I don't know that much. I don't know like the end answers to everything yet, but I do feel like it's a possibility. Maybe Yggdrasil is up there. It's quote unquote heaven, and he fell down to earth. That's my thought.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or earth, whatever their earth is.
Even though you kind of already know.
What?
Don't you say you kind of already know?
No, I don't. The only thing I know is that the Asgardian, I do know something revolving around the new world, but I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's at. I don't know how he got there. I just know that he's there. Yeah, I don't know. Season 2 is fire though. Let's go back to the tweets. Shout out to Robbie. Says, first of all, at ___ Rob J. He got his account back. He says, first of all, salute to 3 years of the pod. You guys are absolutely incredible at what you do. Here's to many more greatness. Cheers. Thank you,
much
sir.
love. Appreciate you.
Always, Rob. Thank you so much, bro. You supported us for a very long time. We can't thank you enough. He said, overall thoughts of this anime. It's a lot of fun. I love everything about this show. The comedy is on point. Facts. The characters are great, and I really love how they've built the world, especially in season 2. He also says, season 2 thoughts. It was great. I didn't think I'd see lizards getting busy with each other on screen. But okay. He said, no, but I like it a lot. My only qualm is that I wish that they would find out who mind controls Shalltear at the end of season 1. They went away from it. And I'm going to watch season 3 afterwards. Afterwards, the pod drops. So please, no spoilers. This has been really fun to watch, though. I can't wait to hear y'all thoughts. Also, these characters are stupid OP, and I love it. Yeah, the characters are absolutely OP. For perspective, I'm not going to spoil season 3 at all. We're not even going to touch it. And we haven't. Funny enough, we haven't touched it yet since we've been recording. But
exactly,
I love putting out little tidbits and facts. Like, this is obviously known. To put it in perspective, what's his name? What's the fucking soldier dude that's super powerful? Correct.
Yeah, you talking about the one that beat Brain? Yeah,
Gauss is his name or something like that.
Gaussiv?
No, Gaussiv. I don't fucking know, man. I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible at remembering names. Tell got my back though. But he's Gazif. We was close. Gazif. Guess his level. Well, you probably did. You pulled it up, so you got it right.
I didn't. I put up his name, but it don't tell me his level. I'm assuming he's like level
what?
15. He higher?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Level 40.
He's level 30.
Okay.
Brain Uglaus, level 30. The chick that Momot fought in season 1 towards the end, the crazy chick, level 30.
They all about to die.
so
oh my god.
So let me help you out with something else. Let me give you something else. One of Ain's traits, he said he can't be physically attacked by anything less than 60. Less than level 60. So if you're level 30 and you're attacking him, you ain't gonna do no damage. Oh my gosh, man! I'm in tears. I'm crying right now on the pod.
That's a great trait, though.
That's a fucking fantastic. He's an overlord. That's an overlord trait. Like, as I said last week, Yggdrasil has over 1,000 classes. What you do is you can only go up to a level 100, but the classes max out at 15. So you have to specialize in different classes in order to create a build. Essentially, it's fucking insane. It's insane.
And his build is probably just mad spell casting, mad necromancer.
Yep.
Just
demon, man.
Mad, you're not gonna ever be able to hit me.
Demon.
Unless you are God. Those are the only things that's touching me today.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's get into a little bit of the NPC creators. I do love the fact that what Rob touched on too before we get into the creators of the Guardians, the Floor Guardians. He says his only qualm is that he didn't find out who mind controls Shalltear. Funny enough is that was always and has always been in the background of this season. Like, season 2 has always been trying to determine that, and the way they're doing that is, I guess you could say, gaining foothold. Right, like at the end of this season 2 was they captured the Eight Fingers. Like, they fucking rule the underworld now. So, like, you know, that is going to cause a lot of attention, right? You have to assume. So,
and they were constantly looking for information.
Constantly, always looking on information on who mind controls Shalltear, or who's strong enough to even have a world-class item, or who has the world-class item. Is it a player from Yggdrasil? That was always the focus of this entire season. Even though it didn't seem like it was always the focus, because, like, ever since that happened, they had to kind of like be careful, right?
Yeah, but even if it didn't seem like it, like I feel like they brought it up enough, like not specifically her, but the information gathering enough that it seemed like it was still at the forefront, because that was a huge coincidence or huge situation in the previous season.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that when they bring up gathering information and whatnot, that it just seems like that's what's the driving motive.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. So this is the last fact that I want to send you guys off with before we get to know my Check waifu. All right. So the NPCs the NPC creators was the original. I guess you can call it. I guess it's like 7 of them. All right. So let's start off with the big bad himself, Momonga, or AKA Hines. Momonga created Pandora's Actor. Pandora's Actor is a he specializes in what they call it.
Making
clone or something like that.
Cloning, yeah.
Yeah, he does like he basically copies. He copies likeness. So what he could do is he can copy Ain's likeness, and he can use up to 80% of his power. So busted.
So he's a demon too. Got it. Cool.
Basted. Busted as hell. Okay, so these names are crazy. They're fucking video game names. They're Japanese video game names, so bear with me. But Buki Chagama, Buki Chagama created Ara and Mari, which are the twins. One being a beast tamer. She's a beast tamer hunter. She specializes in. She has literally 0 magic power. Actually, a very small amount of magic. No, she has 0 magic attack power. A very small amount of mana, but she can control any kind of beast up to a level 100, obviously. And anything
up to max level.
Yep. Anything under 60 instantly falls under her control, essentially. Mari is a wizard who has the second highest mana pool next to Ain's. She's probably the second most powerful. No, he's the second most. No, Mari is definitely not as powerful as Albedo. But I digress. Touch Me created Sabas. Obviously, Touch Me was being the number 1 PvPer in Yggdrasil. He created Sabas to be the stand-up butler, if you will, and the head of the maids. He's fucking insane. He's a demon.
He can punch the air and make your face explode.
He has probably the highest, I believe they say the highest offensive power out of all of the Guardians. And you have Pororochino created Shoutier. He has, the funny thing about Shoutier is that he has like these weird fetishes that obviously don't exist anywhere. He's into like BDSM stuff, so that's why he created her to be the way she is. He created Shoutier. She's obviously the strongest 1v1er. Like, she can literally destroy all of the Guardians, and that's why everybody was scared of her. Albert Ulbert created Demiurge. Demiurge is actually the weakest of them all. He is a shapeshifter, but he does summons. He can create a summon that can create 3 other summons.
Isn't he like the strategist though? Yeah,
he's also the strategist of the entire Floor Guardians. Tabula created Albedo, Rubedo, and Neguerio, and Suzu. Now, Rubedo is technically the strongest in the entire Great Tomb of Nazarick, but they don't talk about, like, she doesn't exist in the anime. So most people are speculating that she won't be in the anime. So she created Albedo, though. Albedo is the strongest defense. She has the strongest defense out of everybody in the Great Tomb of Nazarick. She's essentially the face tank. You literally put anything in front of her, can't nothing hurt her. Like, her she's insane. I'm gonna talk about that. Hero created Solution, and some of the homunculus maids. Warrior Takamuzichi created Kokaitis, which he was the samurai. He strived to create the best weapons in the entire game. Like, that was his number one goal, was to be the number one crafter.
Can I show you something real quick?
Yeah.
They made a Pokemon that is literally Elkitis, Kelkitis, and yeah. Hold up. I'm gonna share my screen with you.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold up.
What's the Pokemon name?
Glisopod. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Oh my god!
It literally looked just like him, bro. Tell me it don't.
Did they get it? Hold on. Did that come out after or before?
Yes, it came out after. Glisopod looked just like Kelkitis.
Yo, make sure y'all go look this up. Oh my god! I'm gonna put it up on my end. There it is. Jesus, it looks just.
I swear, right?
He got a longer neck, but he definitely looked like Kokaitis. That's funny. That is hilarious.
All right, my bad for interrupting. Go ahead.
But then that's it. That's for all of them, and they're insane. Albedo, Pandora's actor, Sebas. Yeah, those are. Yep. That's all of them. Man, they're insane. They're demons, though. They're all demons. Unbelievably strong. That's it for season 2 of Overlord. Season 2, again, continued on with fire, like just pure fire. Season 3, we're starting this week. To be fair, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all and tell. I watched I watched all 3 seasons the first week. I couldn't help it. I couldn't stop. I was unbelievably invested.
To be your own people.
But then I just started doing a bunch of research on it all and listening to it. I'm gonna come back with some more next week once we cover season 3, because it's very important that we know some more stuff after we get through with that season. And then the week after that, I believe. Hold on, let me just check the time frame. So next week will be the 28th. That'll be us recapping. Oh my god! Then the first episode of Overlord drops. Do I want to wait for the? I probably want to wait for the dub. I'm not gonna hold you. I think I might. Would you be upset?
I ain't gonna be mad at you.
It drops. I believe it drops July 7th, which is Thursday. After the 3rd. Oh my god, this is just perfect timing. How did we just do this? Perfect timing.
It be like that sometimes.
All right. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Make sure y'all watch season 3 of Overlord and then join us on next week's discussion. Let us know what you think about it after you watch it. Yeah. Let's get to know my check waifu. It's part of the podcast where one of us rolls a random number generator. The other reads a question. It's my turn to read the question, right? Yeah. Or whose turn is it?
I don't remember who read the question last week. I'm gonna be honest.
I think it was.
I got both pulled up, so I can roll the random number.
Go ahead and roll it.
14.
It was definitely me that read the question last week, by the way. What is your biggest fear?
What was that Coach Carter quote? My biggest fear is that I'm inadequate. No, I don't know about that. Let me see. My biggest fear is, I guess, just losing the people I love. I don't really fear much.
Yeah,
I don't fear people. Mm-hmm. You won't catch me around a lion, so I ain't scared of lions.
True.
You ain't gonna catch me messing with elephants, so I ain't worried about them coming to my funeral.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I just my loved ones, the people I love, I fear losing them.
Yeah, that's the same, man. Losing my loved ones too soon is something that I fear a lot.
Right, and I guess I should put that in there too. That too soon part is really where.
Right, because it's like there's so much life to live, and losing them too soon sucks, to be honest. Yeah. All right, when we come back for the break song, we're gonna play the full intro, unabated, uncut, I guess, if you will, unedited, and we're gonna come back with some spoilers. We're gonna talk about Spy Family. We're gonna talk about other shit. Tomodachi game. and Summertime Rendering. So those are the 3 we're going to spoil. I can't wait to talk about those because those ones stupid. We aren't going to spend that much time on them because it's kind of late and I got to get this episode up. So stick around for that real quick and we'll be right back after these. And welcome back to episode 157 of Mic Check Waifu. Year 3, man. I can't wait to get it cracking, man. To go another 3.
Beautiful year. Another beautiful year.
Straight up.
Some big things that we pursuing.
Straight up. I can't wait. Can't wait. Let's get to it. Let's spoil Spy Family first. What episode is
Anya
this?
is great.
Okay, so that's my question to you. You enjoyed Anya this episode?
She did some. Wait, did I not? Was I not supposed to enjoy Anya?
I'm just asking. You did enjoy her?
Yeah, I think she's so wholesome and cute, and she just does her thing.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and like she worried about being found out still, but her thoughts on like how to not be found out, where she like tries to act like, oh, I'm just going here because I'm super excited to find out where water is, like, you know.
Yeah,
like it was adorable, but it also kind of made me think about the fact that like they're super worried they're super worried about getting the Stellas and stuff, right? When it actually kind of shows that if they just kind of do their own thing, like they might come to you. Because Anya wasn't looking to get a Stella for what she did.
No,
she just ran in there.
She just saw somebody who was in trouble. Like that kid literally would have died. Yeah, this is episode 11 of Spy Family. For me, I'm not gonna lie to you. She was pissing me off at the beginning.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm like, God, come on, Anya, get something, man. Give me something to hold my hat on. She's just adorable. Like, she's literally just adorable. She's not smart. She's not athletic. She can't clean. It's just all bad. And it was like, and it made me feel bad. And this is obviously and when I say feel bad, I'm talking very minor, like a fucking pinch. Like, it's not even that it wasn't even that deep. It was still entertaining and a great show. And she's a great character. But it just made me feel bad for Twilight or Lloyd. Like, I just want him to be able to get somewhere. And I feel like he's not going to be able to get anywhere. Because this little girl is just a little girl. You know, she's just a normal little girl, which...
You're not normal, though.
Well, you know.
Emotionally, yes, she's very normal. She's
a child. She acts like a child that just so happens to have the ability to be telepathic. Like, like you can't blame her for just being a first grader, you know? Like, she's a fucking first grader. But it's hard because he has to do his mission. And he doesn't have the most qualified person for this kind of mission. So I just feel bad for him at the beginning. But then as the
go ahead. I was gonna say, I also think that what blows my mind is like when you do say that, and I get it, but imagine if he had a regular kid who wasn't able to think that, or understand that he is a spy and that she's an assassin, like, who didn't understand the goal. You know, they wouldn't have got to that point. And they could have probably gotten to that point in a different way. Yeah. But Anya kind of like, she's able to navigate these scenarios in a specific manner because of.
But think about the situation. The reason why she's still there is because she's a telepath. She happened to read his mind in the way he was thinking. Like, when he was about to take her ass back, like, yo, I can't. She's not the one. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wouldn't have been there if it wasn't her. If she didn't have her telepath, he would have found, or HQ would have found them that perfect child, probably. That perfect child that would have got all the Stellas, that would have got all the marks, that would have got to him where he needs to be for his mission. Like, with the way this world is built and HQ, the way they do things, it would have had them together. But it just so happens we got lucky. Or in his case, unlucky. Because in our case, we're very lucky because she's amazing. Like, I love Anya to death, but for him, I'm sorry.
He's a little bit of a struggle, but she gonna put it. I feel like she's gonna put it in perspective. What, we only got one more episode of this?
Yeah, one more episode. This is still gonna continue on. I think in fall. I think they said fall and winter. It's still gonna continue on with Part 2 of season 1. So Part 2 of season 1. So I'm looking forward to it. Apparently she's about to get a dog, right?
Some kind of cute pet.
Or whatever that thing was. Cute as Saber. Whatever that thing was.
Saber is a lion in training.
A lion in training?
Boy, big.
No, he ain't. He a little sucker. Yeah. Good episode, though. Everything has been good. There's not been a time where I'm like, damn, I don't like this episode, or damn, I don't feel like watching this shit, or you know, what I'm
just Anya a little annoying.
Yeah, I just feel bad for Lloyd. That's all.
I feel it.
Next up, Tomodachi. We were close.
Yeah,
we were very close with our thoughts, our assumptions. What you think about the way it wrapped, though?
Better. So I like when they don't end on the cliffhangers, right? When they give us the drama up front.
Yeah.
And they did like, on the cliffhanger, though. They did, but like they gave us enough of the drama to where it's like it was like expect. Yeah, story, drama, cliffhanger. I was like, all right, bet I can take that. I can rock with that. I understand what's going on.
You speaking.
this was better in terms of like how it was paced and everything. Like this was just a better episode for them.
I agree, man, because they didn't spend the entire episode talking about what happened in the forest, but they still explained it well enough for us to understand how he won. Very captivating win. I was different than what I thought it was going to be. Wait, no, it wasn't different, right?
I think we said it was going to be like that.
Something like, oh no, I thought he was going to punch. It was going to be violence. He made the captain give up.
Yeah, we did say, but he pressed it. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. So we were close, very, very close on that one. Still, I mean, I'm liking it. It's not great. It's not the best. I'm not gonna say it's not bad either. It's definitely not bad. I got a feeling that this girl has something to do with all of this shit too. Like the one that got captured. I think she's also a fucking schemer. You know, I don't think nobody a part of this friend that's a part of this friend group except for the one that got taken to jail for whatever happened to his father. That stupid kid, the blonde one. I think he's the only like innocent one because I just don't think he's smart enough to even to coerce people as like the rest of the friend group is. And
then we get to season 3 and find out all of a sudden he's the whole demon.
He's the master.
Everything in the background.
He's the master demon. Yo, I would lose it. Yeah, no, I don't. I do think that she's also a demon.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think they all got a lot to hide that they're not trying to hide. And I actually think, funny enough, that our main character knows what they're hiding already.
Ooh, I like that. I like where your head at. Damn, that's clean.
Yeah, I don't think they have anything to hide from him because he already knows. That's why he's okay with whatever they say and being their friends. Because he knows what his background is and he knows what theirs is, and he's like, it is what it is.
That's interesting. But what about the fact that he tried to push her away? Because
that's still his friend. I mean, I can't say.
Because if he knows that they're back, I guess it's just me assuming that she's actually a part of something.
But it's still also your friend, right?
Yeah.
Like, just because he knows what your background is doesn't necessarily mean you don't want to, like, it happens all the time. Especially with, let's say, like somebody in the military. You know you're about to go off to war, you might die. That's you on the front line, something like that. Mm-hmm. You might push people away because you don't want them to be too hurt by your passing or something like that.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, that's probably what it is. He knows what their past is, but you still don't necessarily want, like, those still your friends. Like I said, he chose these people to be his friends because I'm saying this is my thing. I think he chose people to be his friends because he knows what their past is. Mm-hmm. And he knows that even if whatever it is, like, his past is still worse, but he thought that he can make friends with these people, and that's what he's trying to maintain, is those friendships. And that's what I'm thinking, Interesting. Going off of what his mom said.
Interesting, man. I don't know. I think like I said, I think they're all demons except for the blonde hair dude. I think he doesn't quite know if she's a demon, but he's not going to risk her life by not showing up. So he's going to show up. He's going to do his mind thing, and he's going to figure the shit out, and then he's going to break it all down. He's going to tear it all down.
Yep, he a demon.
Straight up.
All right, summertime rendering.
Yeah.
Very, very capable of being episode of the week.
Easily.
Great fucking episode. We got a lot of information. So we know that the shadows have a storage capacity.
Yeah.
And what they can copy and scan.
Yep. We know that what they can copy and scan is functional, but at a certain point.
Yeah, so machines, they can copy machines, but they can only use them once they're fully, once they erase the original.
Yep.
So it's not quite like how it is with people, right? Where they can scan a person and still have their memories, but that person doesn't necessarily have to disappear. So that's kind of a cool concept. So we know why the shadow and the person are able to exist at the same time.
Right. And man, our main character is just like we thought. He's a fucking genius. And I just love that piece of this. Like, and not saying that he's a genius, because he's probably not a genius. He's just a normal character that's thinking. It's so fucking rare that we get characters that think. But as strange as that sounds. And you're right, you're 100% right. But what really stuck with me this episode was when they were walking through the like bottom of that what was it, a hospital? In the bottom of the hospital, right? And they said, like, he just approaches, danger without any concern. And it's like,
it's because he's already seen what the future holds.
Yep.
If you knew what the future had in store,
yep. Oh, that part sent chills down my fucking.
You don't have a choice, bro.
Absolutely.
You literally don't have a choice. You gotta go for it, and you gotta do what you can to save the people you love.
Yep.
And that's why he goes through unfazed, because he's already died how many times?
3.
He knows that he's gonna have to die again probably in the future to save the people he loves, and he's trying to do what he can. And why not be that way? Put yourself at risk.
Absolutely.
If you know you have that ability to come back, and put yourself at risk instead of the people who you don't want to see die in front of you like that.
Yeah, my thought process is the thought process of his. He's like, okay, so what if we send you in because you have the power, and then you die, and then you don't show back up with me? Because essentially when shadows die, they're deleted. But then again, when he goes back, there's always that Mio, there's always that, it's always those shadows that already exist. So maybe.
But we also don't know how that extent works, right?
Well, yeah, for her because she has the memories of her past self. You're right.
Right, but we also looking at if these shadows are killed, right, with a certain, let's say within a certain time, because as he goes back, is it him meeting the shadow and them dying that changes how the outcome goes? Because it could be the fact that because Ushio's shadow met him, that things may vary, because she didn't know him before, and we can only assume that when he died before and didn't see her, that she probably just came back in. We can't assume that she had a whole nother thing going. It was, what changed was him meeting her. More or less. It's almost like a out of sight, out of mind. That if he does not meet said person, then there's nothing for it to change. It's almost like he's one that the world is revolving around because he has that eye.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm still bugged about that hand, man.
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck that's about. Those little babies were the creepiest shit I've ever seen. God,
that was some shit too, bro. That was wild.
Very, very creepy, man. But thinking about that, you know what? My thought process is I'm like, okay, so you're doing all of this, but guess what? You're not doing protecting Mio. She's literally just thrown to the wind in this entire situation. Your goal is to protect Mio, but right now you have yet to be with Mio for the past. What has been 2 days technically? 2 days since.
And because of what's going on, we don't have any idea as to who the other shadows might actually be now.
Yep. And they could be going straight for Mio.
Mio could be chilling right now with that girl, and she could be a shadow. Or that detective that walked up to him. Mm-hmm. He's probably not a shadow. He probably actually a detective. But let's say the girl, now because someone else has stepped up, the girl who might be a shadow might feel like I gotta act now. Yep.
She gonna copy the detective or something, get the fucking gun. It's all kinds of shit that could possibly happen, that literally throw everything that he's doing. But right now, I think maybe he's probably thought about this because he's smart. His thought is to gather as much information as he can in this particular loop with Ushio. Because you gather as much information as you can with Ushio using her powers, you can then determine what is the origin of this, or why this is happening, or where did it originate from, and go from there. Then you're gonna die probably, because he did fucking timeline out or scope out essentially his time frame that he has until he can't do this shit no more, essentially, because every time he loops, he gets further into the loop or further into the day of which he arrived. So it's like it's a fucking game of time, the summer, and then rendering. Oh shit.
So my thought process is right now, kind of like going off what you said though, is who is affected by the reset?
Everybody except for Ushio is all we know.
Ushio and Mother.
Fucking Mother. Oh, I forgot about Mother.
Because she reached out and grabbed him. So they will probably not be doing that vision thing again for a while at least.
Yep.
But does that mean that she has eyes on him? When does she have eyes on him? She probably doesn't have eyes on him through Ushio because Ushio disconnected herself more or less, right?
Yep. She's only half of she's not a fool.
And the babies, they don't have eyes.
Yep.
So maybe she can't see him through there, but we don't know what the other shadows, like, does she see him through the shadows? We have no idea. And
I'm thinking
if she has knowledge of him, go ahead.
I'm thinking the knowledge of him is coming from the handprint. I'm thinking of the handprint as a GPS marker, right?
Yeah, it's like a tracking.
Yeah, exactly. She has a capacity from whoever that big ass shadow was at the festival has that information, because again, their entire plan is to bring Mother back so she can take over the fucking island in the world or whatever. So I think she, with that handprint, she has, or he or it has the ability to see him wherever he is. So I'm feeling like it's gonna fucking, I don't know, it's gonna fuck him up. Pregnant pause.
That's scary.
It's so very scary.
That's actually scary, bro. Like, I can't imagine being in that scenario.
I don't know what it is. Apparently it might have something to do with that god. Was it the fish god or something like that? Heroku? Oh
yeah. The what we just talked about, it heteromorphic.
Yep. Fucking I'm itching. I'm getting chills, man. I'm getting chills. 25 episodes. I get it, man. I get it. We need them all.
Yeah. It's been good the whole way through.
10 out of 10. All right, I think that'll wrap episode 157, year 3 of Mic Check Waifu.
All right, so we just finished talking about Summertime Render, episode 10. Let us know what you're thinking about it, and you know how it's progressing, what you feel. Tamagotchi Game, episode 11. This is one of the better episodes for Tamagotchi Game. I like how they stepping it up, giving us the drama after drama after drama. Spy Family, episode 11. Another great episode. Another home episode. Week is the last episode of this core. Excited to see it. Let us know what you thought about the break song. It's our new intro song. You know, we love it. We rocking with it. Let us know if you rock with it. We also got to know Mic Check Waifu with your biggest fears. We share the biggest fear, which is, I guess, pretty normal for us. We also had our Overlord season 2 breakdown. Great season, and we can't wait to talk about season 3 with you next week. We also talk about our Mic Check host. What we doing different for the year? How we approaching the next year of the podcast? Let us know what you want to see from us as well. Steve also hit us with the best anime dads. We gave you our top 3 anime dads. Steve, don't listen to his list. His list is bad. He got Shao Tucker in there. Our episodes of the week were Shikimori isn't just a cutie, episode 9, and Aoashi, episode 11. And you know, like I said, let us know about the new intro if you love it. That's been episode 7 of Mic Check Waifu.
I'm at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow us on social media at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram and TikTok. And as always, Mic Check.
Year 3.
You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu. Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? Is that you?